Welcome to the Idahoan Show. As you may have noticed, most of my videos contain an alphanumeric code in parenthesis at the end of the title. Now that's just a tracking number that I insert in the title for my own tracking and organizational purposes. Helps me keep track of the episodes that I've made. But I thought I would take a minute to sort of decode those tracking numbers for you because there is a little bit of information encoded there that might be of interest to some viewers. Now, on the majority of my episodes, the tracking number is just a three-letter prefix TIS, which stands for The Idahoan Show, followed by a three-digit number. And I assign those numbers sequentially in the order in which I create the video file. So they're not necessarily chronological in terms of how I film the videos, but they're pretty close. I mean, sometimes you might have a situation where I film a couple of videos before I get around to editing the footage, and then I end up editing the last one first, and so there's a little bit of a break or an inversion in the chronology. But in general, the sequence in which I film and edit videos correlates pretty well. So basically you can look at that three-digit number as the order in which the video was filmed or created. Now, I don't necessarily post videos in chronological order for when they were filmed or edited. I tend to make videos sort of in spurts. I'll often do 2 or 3 in 1 week and then go a couple weeks without making any, just depending on how my schedule works out and what projects I'm working on and so forth. So to maintain a more regular upload schedule, I try to maintain a queue of videos that are ready for upload. And then, if I have several different projects that sort of build on each other, I may wait until I've got that sequence of videos all filmed before I post them, so I can post them sequentially instead of having them interspersed with other content. So the number part of the TIS tracking number gives you a much better indication of the actual chronology in which a video was filmed than the order in which it was posted to YouTube or the posting date that may show up with the video. Now, not all of my videos have tracking numbers. The main exception that I can think of would be my Idahoan Psalter videos that have a 1-to-1 correlation to the Psalms that I'm paraphrasing. And so, I felt that the Psalm numbers provide adequate information to keep track of those. I didn't feel it necessary to add tracking numbers to them. Similarly with my channel trailers that I periodically update, usually I'll just title those channel trailer and then the date or the year that I made the new trailer. However, there's a couple of different tracking number formats that I may use depending on the situation. For one thing, on a regular TIS episode number, sometimes I'll include a letter suffix after the three-digit episode number. And I would do that for one of 2 reasons. One being that I've got a series of episodes that are kind of all on the same topic. They're basically a multi-part episode, and so I would assign one episode number and then use the suffix to distinguish the different parts or chapters. Usually that would be a sequential suffix, A, B, C, D, etc. The other time I would use this is if I have multiple versions, different cuts of the same episode that I want to keep track of. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm making a video and posting it to both YouTube and DTube, but I want to tailor the different versions to the different audiences, and so I have a YouTube version that's, TIS, whatever number, suffix Y, and then a DTube version that's, TIS, same number, suffix D. So I would use the suffix for an episode that has either multiple parts or multiple versions. And finally, there's a few different prefixes that I might substitute for TIS to denote a special type of video. If I use an A prefix instead of TIS, that would be an announcement video. So something that's not really a regular episode, it's more administrative in nature. If I use a VR instead of a TIS, that stands for video response or viewer response. And these are to denote videos that I made specifically to respond to either a viewer comment or somebody else's video. This was probably more relevant back when YouTube still had the video response function where you could like post a video as a comment to a video. So I haven't done this as much since they got rid of that feature, but you will see a few of those in my video log. If a video has an RO prefix instead of the TIS, that stands for a random observation. These videos typically are very short. They're something that maybe I filmed on the side as I was doing something else, or something that I filmed and thought was worth sharing, but it doesn't really qualify as a full episode, and so I share it as a random observation instead of as a regular episode. I haven't done a lot of these, but there are a few that you may see from time to time. If I use a COL prefix in place of TIS, that would denote a collaborative video or my part of a collaborative project. I haven't done a lot of collaborative videos, but there was the project with Jorg Sprave to build a safety matchlock muzzleloader. And there's always the possibility I might do more collaborative projects in the future. And finally, if a video has a Z prefix instead of the TIS, that would denote like a video anthology or a video that summarizes or concatenates content from a bunch of other videos that I'd done previously. Like for a while I was doing a bunch of episodes on testing improvised armor. And then, kind of after I'd done a bunch of those, I made a video where I summarized the results and sort of compared and contrasted the different types of improvised armor that I tested. And so that video had a Z prefix. And finally, I should probably mention that the 3-digit episode numbers are sequential for the given prefix that they're used with. You can't really correlate the 3-digit episode number of a COL video versus a TIS video. There's no chronological comparison there. Anyway, if you've ever wondered what on earth those parenthetical codes in my video titles were, now you know. So until next time, thank you for watching The Idahoan Show.